Okay, immigration. I'm gonna have you watch this little bit of this video. Listen to the words that Cox uses in this video,
Welcome to the
and then
Municipal
we'll talk
Leaders
about it.
Convening on Citizenship. In Utah, we're proud of our welcoming spirit of newcomers, including immigrants and refugees who call our state home. Utah is home to more than 270,000 new Americans. These are individuals who are foreign-born and aspire to be good stewards of our communities and economy through their
Okay, so he uses the term or phrase "new Americans," and I had never heard this phrase before until I started looking into um, this position of governor. And on this website, it's a utah.gov website. It explains what New Americans is. Sorry. So New Americans right here. It says New Americans or any foreign-born individual. And you'll see we'll come to this link right here. I have it up already. But immigrants in Utah, New Americans. It says New Americans in Utah. And it brings you to this link. This was from 2023. If you scroll down to undocumented immigrants. Undocumented immigrants are people who are here illegally. They're immigrants who are here illegally. They don't have any documents. It tells you right here, out of that 270 that Spencer was talking about, it says 299,000 right here, but you come down to that, there's 108,600 number of undocumented immigrants in Utah. And this was in 2023. I'm not sure what it is to this point this year. But that is 36% of the immigrants in Utah right now. 108,000. So you are when Spencer is using the phrase or term New Americans, I get a little concerned because it seems a little misleading. Because when you hear the term, if you had never heard this term before and I'm talking to you and say New Americans, you get the idea that they're new citizens, new American citizens in the United States. But that term covers illegal and legal migrants. And that's a little bit of a concern because it seems a little misleading to use that phraseology. Now, I'm not going to attack his message in the video that he shared because I do think it's important to welcome um, legal immigrants who are here. I think that's a fantastic thing. And one thing that I think Cox did do that was good is he signed a bill in 2023. It was SB 35, and it's called Reciprocal Professional Licensing Amendments. And it essentially made it easier for people who want to be here legally, immigrants who want to be here legally, to get licenses um, and things like that so that they can be here easier. So I think that is a good thing that the governor signed that. I do want to point out as we're going through, when it comes to bills and bills that are signed, I don't know how much the governor can necessarily take credit because that is a legislative um, process, and the only job of the executive when bills are being signed into laws is signing them. He can he does have the power to veto, and he has done that, and we're going to go over that in some of the some of the issues. Um, but just just to throw that out there, in this case, I do think it's a good thing he did sign it and didn't veto it. So that is a good thing. Now, when it comes to the immigration quote unquote crisis that we're having right now in the United States, um, having 108,000 illegal immigrants in Utah right now is pretty excessive. And Spencer Cox has a more hands-off approach when it comes to dealing with that issue. And I'm going to show you just a little clip on here that kind of shows what his stance is on that. Um, this isn't the only. There's multiple uh, interviews and town halls that I've watched with Spencer that he has and reiterates the same thing. So let's go ahead and watch that. I believe it's the 18
that are coming here from on the table. We really want to. Next question from Twio, I think is the name. What are you doing about illegal aliens, illegal immigrants in Utah? So thank you for the question. I'm very concerned about the influx of migrants from the border and those that are coming here from other states. We continue to see migrants coming to our state, and other states are grappling with the same issue. So 2 weeks ago, again, I spoke directly with President Biden about my concerns. I had a call with Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas just last week. We need the president to do more to secure the border. I made that very clear. And we need Congress to fix immigration. I think most of you know I had an opportunity last month to travel.
So it's the same. It's the same message that he shares. Is he definitely feels like it's the federal government needs to do its job better, and he is right that the federal government should be stopping that at the border from the country. He's not wrong on that. However, it's not being done, and it's affecting us here in the United States. And as a state, as a governor, you do have certain powers or steps that you can take. For example, let's go over to Lyman's website. There is the power of nullification that a state can practice. Excuse me. To nullify is to basically for a state to say they don't believe that a regulation or a law that's passed federally is constitutional, and they're not going to play by that rule or law. In 2023, let's see, ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement Department, there was an ICE person who designated May 31st, 2023, designated Utah as a sanctuary state because there we had illegal immigrants who were being arrested for breaking the law, and because of some of the regulations that the federal government or ICE has on detention centers or where we're allowed to hold illegal immigrants was not up to the standard of ICE. So we were not able legally to hold on to those people who were breaking the laws. They said in the fiscal year 2023, between October 1st, 2022 and April 30th, 2023, there were 4,216 illegal immigrants who were captured, and only 33% were detained by ICE, and the other 67% were released from ICE custody because these jails or detention centers are not at ICE's standards. That is not necessarily Utah's fault. That is because of a standard regulation that the federal government has. And that's where I'm saying something that Cox could have done was nullify that regulation that ICE has. And that's exactly what Phil Lyman says that he would do to deal with the um, immigration crisis that we have. He says he wants to nullify ICE regulations and says that, um, where does he say it? Right here. If jails are good enough for citizens, they should be good enough for non citizens too. Um, that's showing backing for the sheriffs in our state. Because if sheriffs hold on to the immigrants breaking the law longer than the ICE regulations say, then they will get in trouble from the federal government. The sheriffs will. So right now they don't have the backing of our attorney general or our um, governor. Therefore, the sheriffs have to release these immigrants who are breaking the law. Phil Lyman says he wants to back the sheriffs and will back the sheriffs so that they can do their job and they feel more safe and comfortable to hold on to these immigrants who are not wanting to follow the laws. That could easily be a reason right there. Just that could easily be a reason why immigrants are comfortable, or illegal immigrants are comfortable coming to Utah, because they know that um, they're not going to be in trouble as bad. They're going to get 66% of the time, 2/3 of the time, they're going to be safe. Another thing that Phil Lyman says he wants to do is um, he wants to facilitate legal immigration. And you can see that because with this bill that Governor Cox signed, Phil Lyman also, oh, of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, right here. Phil Lyman also voted to pass. So, um, if there is anything that you guys have seen wrong information on here, or if there's anything that you feel like you want to add, go ahead and comment on it. But please do share primary sources so that we can make sure we're giving accurate information out. Let's continue to the next issue.